Should the Chicago Bears add a running back to their squad this offseason? That is the question I would like to pose. What is going on, y'all? Fox Sports Talk back at it with another video. Talking, of course, some Bears. So if you're new to the channel, welcome, guys. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe. Really close to 10K subs, so that would be great if you guys could help me reach that. And while you're at it, follow me, guys, on my social media links down below and on the screen for that. So with that being said, you guys know what we want to talk about. Let's get right into it. So there is obviously a reason I am posing this question, because I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, Fives, why are we talking running back? We got so many other pressing needs like tight end, you know, like offensive line, maybe even cornerback. Like, why are we talking running back here? And here's the deal, okay? I am not saying neglect those things. Obviously, those positions are still the priority. Here is what I am trying to say. We've got two running backs on the roster, really three, with David Montgomery, Tariq Cohen, and Ryan Nall. We're going to put Ryan Nall aside for a second because obviously he's not really a big part of the team, doesn't get a lot of playing time. But we've got David Montgomery and Tariq Cohen. And here's what I'm saying. We know the run game was broken last season, okay? And obviously, the majority of the blame should go to the offensive line or lack thereof, okay? We have brought in a new offensive line coach in Juan Castillo. The Bears are obviously going to look to upgrade the offensive line. We need to replace the right tackle position, right guard position, excuse me, with Kyle Long gone now. And so we know that that is going to be the recipe to fix the run game. But I will say this, as great as David Montgomery was last season, and boy, did he make holes where there were no holes. Like, he was fantastic. Tariq Cohen was a little disappointing. And so to me, I do think there is a little bit of a need here for another running back, okay? Look, we tried the three-headed experiment before with Mike Davis. Really wasn't a lot of, utilization that we played him with. I mean, I'm just going to say it straight up. I think the Bears just misused Mike Davis. I mean, he was a good running back who could catch out of the backfield, and he could, be used in the goal line and the red zone. But we just didn't use him, and that's why that didn't work out. But I do think there is a need for a position, for a running back on the Bears that can complement a David Montgomery and a Tariq Cohen. And I'm thinking more along the lines of a veteran running back, because obviously we've got a very young running back in David Montgomery. He's going to be going into the second year. And then we've got Tariq Cohen, who's still relatively young. But here's the thing to me. With Tariq Cohen, we utilized him way too much last season. I am ready to sign a guy and bring him in and give him more reps than Tariq Cohen. The thing with Tariq Cohen is Matt Nagy tends to fall in love with him too much. He's just too small, folks. I mean, as a receiving back, obviously he's fantastic. As a returner, he is, dynamic. And those are sort of the areas that he needs to be utilized in. Like, he's a gadget player, okay? Let's just be honest about it. Tariq Cohen is a gadget player, more so than he is a running back, okay? And so to me, I would like the Bears to bring in a guy that can complement David Montgomery more so than Tariq Cohen. I don't believe Tariq Cohen complements David Montgomery very well. I know the offensive line was bad last season, but I'm telling you right now, the running game could have been better if we had someone that was a better complement to David Montgomery than Tariq Cohen. So who's out there? Let's see who's out there right now. And I've got a couple names here in free agency that we can target, okay? Now, keep in mind, for a running back to come into the Bears system with Matt Nagy, you need to be able to catch the ball. And so that's really the guys that I'm looking at, veteran running backs that can catch the ball and, that are obviously good between the tackles as well. So we've got Theo Riddick. He was hurt a lot last season, but he's a phenomenal pass-catching back, and he's bigger than Tariq Cohen, which says something. You need size here at the running back position. Jonathan Williams, he played a lot with Marlon Mack going down for the Colts last season. Still relatively young at 26. He'd be a nice fit. Chris Thompson, another receiving running back. Again, has trouble being hurt, But, man, he is arguably as good of a pass catcher as Tariq Cohen is. And I think he's a better pure running back than Tariq Cohen. Spencer Ware, another guy. Bilal Powell, a good, solid, in-between, can-do-it-all type of running back. And then Matt Breida. I mean, he was a third-string running back on the 49ers, but for a lot of teams, he'd be a number 2. So these are some of the guys we can look at. I don't really have a problem with any of them. I mean, preferably, I'd like Chris Thompson. I like Bilal Powell. I like Matt Breida a lot. But I would not have a problem with any of these running backs. And to me, all of these guys could arguably be an upgrade over Tariq Cohen. Basically, I'm trying to phase out Tariq Cohen in the running back space and just keep him in the gadget returner, special teams. Once in a while, you can bring him in for a trick play type of thing. Because I'm telling you right now, he is too small. He's not dynamic enough to where... He is dynamic. He's not big enough, I should say, where we can't rely on him, okay? And Matt Nagy just, here's the thing. He falls in love with Tariq Cohen too much. Tariq Cohen has a role on this team. He absolutely does. I'm not saying I want to get rid of him, but I'm saying we need to be able to properly utilize him and bring back a bit of a 1-2 punch with actual running backs, actual run games. Tariq Cohen is more of a pass catcher than he is a runner. And so I want to bring that back, a guy that can complement David Montgomery, a third down back, a guy that can pound it in the red zone. There's a lot of, utilization that can be had for a guy like that. And so to me, here's where I'm at. If the Bears have the requisite salary cap space after going after the necessary players, tight end, offensive line, backup quarterback, cornerback, after all of those positions are addressed, if there is enough salary cap, then go for it. If there isn't, fine. That's okay. We'll be fine going into next season with Tariq Cohen and with David Montgomery. But again, if you have a little bit of cap space left, go ahead and go after these guys. They won't cost a lot. They're going to be very, very cheap, and you can get them for pennies on the dollar. So there you have, folks. I do think the Bears should add a running back this offseason. I think that they should try to phase out Tariq Cohen. That's just me. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree, disagree? Leave a comment down below. If you do so, as always, thanks for watching.